If you run a company or manage a team, hiring qualified people quickly can make or break your business. Imagine a position of need going unfilled for weeks or even months because you just can't seem to find the right candidate. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. With sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. This makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, there's no monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts. You only pay for results on your job post. Just in the last minute that I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. Now that is fast. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. Listeners will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/BWN. Go to Indeed.com/BWN right now to support this podcast. Indeed.com/BWN. Terms and conditions apply.
Weight loss. It needs to be fast and sustainable. Noom GLP-1 starts at just $149 and ships to your door in 7 days. Take it from Lauren, who lost 22 pounds on Noom.
If I come off of the GLP-1, it's not going to automatically make my weight yo-yo back.
$149 GLP-1s? Now that's Noom smart. Get started at Noom.com. Real Noom user compensated to provide their story. Individual results may vary. Not all customers will medically qualify for prescription medications. Compounded medications are not reviewed by the FDA for safety, efficacy, or quality.
Somebody just cracked something wide open, folks. Oh yeah.
You know, I just had to hit recording for that audio.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Grip it and rip it, baby.
You had to hit the record. It's Mardi Gras Day, baby. Got crack it open.
Oh, that's right, it is.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
It's
Let's
Mardi Gras
go.
Day. I have not had a single drink. I'm slipping.
I got a dark and stormy going right now, so I'm gonna sound real raging by the end of this podcast.
I got protein water.
I feel like I can't really partake in Mardi Gras. Not for like, oh, it's cultural appropriation or something like that. I just
Okay.
feel like Mardi Gras is a party because you're giving stuff up for Lent. And like, as someone who's not Catholic,
Okay.
I'm not giving anything up. So like, I feel like
I mean,
can't.
that's the giving the thing something up for Lent is not like mandatory.
Yeah, it's not a prerequisite.
It's
I feel
there's,
like
like,
you have
different
to
things,
do
like,
that
you-
to celebrate Mardi Gras, though. I
No,
feel like
don't.
it's unearned.
Mardi Gras in the heart.
If you want to say if it's an unearned celebration, no, celebrate. I
All right,
don't
how
care.
about this? I'll give something up, even though I'm not Catholic.
I mean, I'm
I'm
giving
going to-
something up too. So
I'm going to give up editing this podcast.
okay.
Perfect.
I'm not going to give up posting this podcast. Don't worry.
Okay.
I know all of
No
the
edits.
listeners out there probably were worried for a second. I'm
Okay.
just going to give up editing it.
Okay. He still post it, but it's gonna be straight sickos unplugged. That's what it's gonna be.
So the
Just
problem is we're
unplugged.
going to be discussing the University of North Dakota later on.
Oh,
And the
I
old
mean-
It's going to be a
debate.
lot less good
So
than
I
the
need to have it
MTV
bleeped.
unplugged.
Well,
Oh.
we'll see. We'll see.
we'll see if
I
he
don't know.
feels
I
like
mean,
editing.
I feel like now there's going to be no one censoring me from talking about how Tumani Kamara was named the Western Conference Defensive Player of the Month.
Nope.
Because I think there's a conspiracy out there, right? Because they named him Western Conference Defensive Player of the Month, and immediately someone hacked the NBA's Twitter account to post about crypto and not about Tumani Kamara being named the NBA Western Conference Defensive Player of the Month. It sounds fishy to me.
So who do you think is in on it? Who has the power to hack the NBA? To not
I
post
mean,
about your boy.
it's Twitter in 2025. I think there's
I-
a lot of people with that power.
Well, yeah, but like the timing is so suspicious. that-
Honestly, if somebody were to, create a crypto coin out of all the leagues, I kind of think it would be the
100%.
NBA.
Literally everybody
I
like,
was,
is like, I would believe
Uh-huh.
this was the NBA.
I was like, okay,
Oh
I
yeah,
can,
LeBron coin and
well, definitely.
Well, what did they say? It was just like NBA coins. Like, yeah, I could imagine something so soulless and uninventive.
Yeah, I mean, the NBA gave us Top Shot.
Yeah, there was the Top Shot thing. Yeah, Was that Top Shot were NFTs, right?
Yeah, but it was like they were early enough in the game that like they had to explain what NFTs were.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
Like they were really ahead of the. I mean, it wasn't a good curve to be ahead of, but like they were well ahead of it.
yeah, they were. I mean, it's like, hey, we're fully in on this NFT stuff. NBA NFTs.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
what's
Hey,
up,
we-
Jay?
Cast.
Okay, here we go. Now we're going again.
Can
Yeah.
I just post? Maybe I'll just post that first part as like a surprise episode, like 3 minutes in.
Oh, just post it tomorrow.
Yeah, something
Surprise
like that.
crosstalk.
Oops.
God,
Something.
sorry about
Our
that.
Ash Wednesday
Just post it
special-
on the
special.
YouTube.
There we go.
Oh yeah, actually that's
Happy Ash
good.
Wednesday, beloved. Ashes to ashes, we are dust.
Let me get my show notes up.
Although my
I'm
church
so
is
sorry,
going to
guys.
mix glitter with the ashes tomorrow, which I'm really excited about.
Glitter and ashes.
Glitter in the ashes.
Okay.
Welcome everyone to the Sickos Committee podcast. Let's try it again. Welcome everyone to the Sickos Committee podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of March 4th, 2025. This is podcast part 2 because I showed up and fucked things up immediately.
No, you didn't realize the Arthur had the thing rolling for a cold open.
I just pushed the button. I
He
get here.
He pushed it. Didn't even see it was red. It was just like, no, end recording. So the first 5 minutes should be fun. I don't know where that's gonna happen with those
We'll
5
see how
minutes.
that
Who knows?
goes.
Let's see how it goes.
It has been so ungodly windy here today. The wind,
It's fucking windy.
we had a windstorm blow through last night early, and I was driving around this morning after I dropped my kid off for school, and goalposts may yearn for the sea, but trampolines yearn for the median on avenues, because holy shit, I saw 4 or 5 trampolines that had left their backyard and had sailed beautifully into the median or into a gutter or into someone else's yard.
Did you see any bouncy castles? Because that's the one I always think about. Because I want to say it was like 911 or some TV show.
Yes, it was
Did that-
911. I just saw it the other day. The bouncy castle falls off the cliff.
The what?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's listen. I'm 911 is like EMTs if Michael Bay were doing the job.
No.
Oh my god! So
Wait,
there's
is
a
this
lot of
regular
explosions.
911 or Austin?
This is the regular
Because-
911, the first one,
Okay, not the one with the volcano.
not the
or
one with the
whatever it was.
volcano.
It's very much Ryan Murphy doing EMTs. Like, this is what we get.
Folks, as always, I am Jordan. With me tonight, we have Commish, special guest Brigit, special guest Adam, and Arthur on the ones and twos. Brigit, how are you besides dying?
Surprisingly better. So I was saying in our surprise cold open earlier that the flu has made its way through my house. I still sound like crap because it's winter and I always sound like crap. But we're on the mend. We got an ear infection, but you know what? We're gonna come back stronger. We got the antibiotics. We're gonna make it through. I'm getting ready to go to Boise next week. For like
For
all of
Starch
next week.
Madness, right?
For Starch
March
Madness.
Madness,
Yes.
folks.
I leave on Friday. And I am stoked to be there with our friends at the Big Sky Conference.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Adam, how are you, sir?
I am good, as we'll get into later. I just got back from being in Anchorage this weekend for the Iditarod.
Commish, how are you, sir?
I'm good. It's Mardi Gras Day. Celebrating, having a good time. Even though I'm in San Antonio with like 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. My son went to school today, and he's wearing a Mardi Gras shirt, and none of the kids in school knew what Mardi Gras was, and they even thought he was making it up. It's just like they don't believe him. Like I was like, this is Mardi Gras. It's a parade in New Orleans. They throw beads, and it's like this false. This is bullshit. It's a conspiracy.
A fake holiday. I mean, honestly, if you had to make up a holiday, Mardi Gras would be a pretty good one to make up, honestly. What do? Oh, we sit outside and get drunk on patio furniture while people parade by and throw things at us. Yeah, okay.
I mean, I feel like my bar that I have set for made up holiday is the Leap Day fake 30 Rock holiday. And
That one was so good.
Mardi Gras feels along the correct lines. Like there's specific colors you're supposed to wear. There's certain like candies and traditions. Like I feel like Mardi Gras is on that level. There are some real holidays that sound faker than Mardi Gras. I will say that.
I mean, Thanksgiving itself, the idea of just like we all get together and we just eat all the things we like, that feels very fake. It feels like
that there's like a we all get together and we just eat a grip of food holiday in like every culture. Like that's the one thing that unites us as people, is the one like everybody goes home and just eats until you go to sleep holiday.
I feel like the fake thing about Thanksgiving is that I don't know how many years it's been. We're still always watching the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Like I kind of get the Cowboys because apparently like
America's
ratings,
team. They're America's team.
Honestly, the Dallas Cowboys should join the ACC. Now that we're paying teams out based on ratings.
They'd be a solid 10-win team in the ACC, I believe.
That still feels optimistic.
They would be a solid 10 in the ratings, at least.
Arthur, you celebrated this time of year by going to the Giant Eagle. The Giant Eagle.
That's right.
Yeah,
you have to skip the T. The Giant Eagle.
So on the last episode, Commish was like, don't just buy king cake at the grocery store, especially if you're not near Louisiana. So I had to go to my Giant Eagle here in Pittsburgh. I went to Edgewood Town Center, and they had so much like Mardi Gras colored stuff. There was a lot of stuff that was just like the regular stuff they sell, but like green and purple and yellow. And I was like, okay, like I don't need those like thumbprint cookies or the like cupcakes or whatever. Like that's just their normal stuff with different food coloring. But I did get the Mardi Gras spread just to see what Pittsburgh's bringing to the table. See what Giant Eagle Bakery in Pittsburgh is bringing to the table.
When I was in college, I think I told the story in here before, but I'll tell it again because why not? They used to do, our food court was good for like holiday meals. And we had a Mardi Gras holiday meal and it was great. And they would serve alligator and they would serve jambalaya and they would do bananas Foster. And they would do it like they had the fire out there and everything.
Oh, God.
That was great. Right. And our food court, all of our dining halls were the kind where you swipe per item. It wasn't a meal. You could buy certain things for, if you just wanted an apple, you swipe for the apple only. And at a certain point, they ran out of bananas, but not cooking rum. And so they dialed up $3 cooking rum shots if you were over 21. It's bad.
Did they light them on fire before you?
No, they wouldn't do it. Okay. We asked them for that.
Oh.
Okay, so Pit Girl's not here. I'm just going to say it for her. The Ivies are an unserious institution.
Food Court Larry loved doing the bananas Foster, okay? He lived for it.
I believe it. I'm glad for him. He was thriving. Yeah. Critical support to Food Court Larry.
Yeah, Food Court Larry.
Tell me more about Food Court Larry.
He was the dude
How
in
did
charge
he get
of
his
Food
nickname?
Court. He was in charge of Food Court. He was great. Larry was awesome. Larry made sure Food Court was open until 2 a.m. on weekends.
Okay. All right, man. You got to give me some descriptions about Larry. I need to know more.
Larry was a big, jovial dude. Larry is the kind of guy that 5-6 years after I graduated college, I wanted a sandwich called the Windy City that they used to sell there at Food Court. I sent, because they had a special kind of like spread on it. And I sent him an email and I went, hey, Larry, you don't know me. You don't remember me, but I need to know what's on the Windy City. And he sent me the recipe. just that's all you need to know about Larry. Larry was awesome. All the events
Food
were
court.
great, and we were doing $3 rum shots.
Shout out to Food Court Larry.
Cooking rum is just so bad though. It's just so bad.
Again, I've drank some real bad stuff in my time. Also, who had like alcohol on campus is just it's foreign to me because we did not have bars or anything on campus. Like you could not consume alcohol on campus. Did we consume alcohol on campus? Of course we did, but we did it on the DL.
I feel like if you're in college, like you can drink cooking rum. Like I'm not saying it's good. Like that's
well,
just some
if there's a
college
time,
student
there's
ass
a time
shit.
and a place for everything, including drinking cooking rum, and it's college.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
We
lot
know
of
that.
stuff I haven't drank since like I haven't drank Everclear since college.
No, why would you?
Because we're gonna come up with a new drink called Pit Juice. It's gonna be it's gonna
Only
be Pit
want me
Punch.
for my pit juice.
I
It
already
is
have
another
my
kind of
own
guitar.
signature pit beverage. It's called Pit Bull.
Pit juice.
Pit Juice or Pit Punch. I like Pit Juice better. You can only serve it out of one of those giant Gatorade containers. But the secret to any good punch, y'all, is fresh fruit. You take some
Yes.
like fresh raspberries,
Oh.
and you can mix it up with like triple second all the garbage. But a little bit of
So
fresh
we're just making garbage sangria. That's what you're saying. We're just going to make garbage sangria.
Yes, and we're mixing it outside of my stomach as opposed to in my stomach.
Pit juice.
Can you
Can I get
imagine,
blue?
Commish? Arthur, you were there too. Arthur's been there more often than us. But like the pit tailgate, what it was missing was
The Hailgate.
the Hailgate. What was missing was a large Gatorade container of alcohol that is not properly labeled and not measured at all. That's
Okay,
what
It
no,
needs to be.
So here's my counter, is that I've done containers of various sizes, and a smaller container is better because like there's like a big container you just can't drink that much. It's just too much.
bold
No.
statement, sir.
But it's like a Gatorade container, like you would get at like a construction site where it's on the
Yeah.
back of a truck, and
Yeah.
you just hit the button into your cup, and you're ready to go.
My coworkers
Like the
did
cooler.
this at a tailgate. We had an annual tailgate at the football game, and it was actually a couple that made it, and it was. I asked them later what it was, and they said more or less it's basically just a bunch of Crystal Light with a bottle of vodka thrown in.
It's basically jungle juice, but in a new container.
Yeah,
Mhm. But
and
with,
now
you just-
apparently you can
But
get
with fresh
that in a
fruit.
can.
So again,
but
yeah,
with-
so just
but
garbage
with-
sangria.
but now we're thinking pit colors. So I'm thinking lots of blue curacao
For sure.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
because I want it to
Need-
come
need
out.
a little-
I want it to come out that color blue.
You need a little bit of sour too.
A little bit of sour, and then you serve it with a lemon wedge to get that yellow on there, and it's pit punch.
See, I was going to say pineapple.
Oh, I like pineapple better.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Right.
Okay, no,
you're right.
so here's where the blue comes from. The blue comes from the blue raspberry MD 2020.
Yeah. Okay. Arthur, I walked past it at the grocery store today, and I didn't get it because I'm not drinking tonight. But I am going to, on a future episode, relive one of my favorite evenings of all time. We called it Red, White, and Boot. And we combined white box wine, red Mad Dog, no, blue Mad Dog, no, was it? Yeah, red Mad Dog and blue Boone's Farm. And that's how we celebrated America. We were an unserious institution.
When I
Clearly.
did that red, white, and blue thing, the white was milk based. So
That's
that sounds
worse.
yeah.
Oh no. I've drank wine like squeezed out of a tie, and I would not do this.
I hope everybody at Mardi Gras on the parade was slapping the Franzia bag when it was being walked by the walking crews on Mardi Gras
That's
Day.
literally what my
So-
friend did. He walked around. He said, "I am Bacchus, god of wine." He gave everybody a pull.
Yep.
I think
Seriously,
Yeah.
there's walking crews
great.
in Mardi
It's
Gras.
the best way to do the
and-
Tour de Franzia.
The Tour de France, yeah. But yes, there's walking crews, and they'll just be dancing, and there's like some folks playing, brass instruments, walking up and down the parade route, and they're just Franzia bags, just right under the spout, right on the side of the parade route, having fun on Mardi Gras Day. Arthur, did you eat any of this king cake from the Giant Eagle?
Yeah, I had a little bit. I didn't finish it. Obviously,
Was
that's
it
like a
good?
big
Well, I
thing.
mean, that's a big king cake. Was it good though?
I mean, it was all right. I'm
Was it
not.
like a giant cinnamon roll?
Do you have
Or no?
Yeah.
do you have an
That's how I
actual
would describe
comparison?
it.
Yeah.
That's
Have
how
you
I would
ever actually had a real king cake before?
I've never set foot in the state of Louisiana, so no.
So we
I mean,
can't trust your judgment.
no. If he says it was kind of like a cinnamon roll, it's fine. I'm looking at the picture of it. I mean, it's solid icing to sprinkle ratio. It comes in one of those like tin. If you try to sneak a piece of it at like 11 p.m. or something, and you're gonna wake your whole house up trying
Crinkle,
to take
crinkle.
the
Yeah.
plastic top off of that thing. But really, it looks good, but I mean, it kind of looks kind of dry from here. Like it's a really baked through cinnamon roll that's not holding the moisture in the cake, but I'm sure still sustainable and edible, and it'd probably be good for breakfast tomorrow.
We're gonna find
So,
out.
so folks, the first thing we're going to talk about is the Iditarod, because Adam, you were in Anchorage.
I was there.
And how was Anchorage?
Anchorage was nice. As previously discussed, there was not much snow on the ground to speak of. So they had to shorten the racetrack, and it was only about a mile and a half long. So we started the race when they opened it. We started at the end, near the end. There's a hill that the mushers would come down, and eventually we made our way. We drove over to the start and watched the last half of them come off through there. But they were all very good dogs. I could not interact with them. They are very well guarded once they get to the end. They are cordoned off, and there's probably a public safety officer every 5 feet along the cordon.
I can
And
imagine.
since I was not here, I was not there on official Sickos Committee business. I did not try to
Next
get a
time,
media pass.
maybe we could try to get an Iditarod credential. Like, hey, we sponsor a checkpoint.
Yes,
I had thought about that for this year. I was like, you could do it, but
I mean, the worst I could say is no.
exactly. But I
But,
think I think next year, I think we got a shot.
Yeah,
We can make it happen.
Next year, we're going to send you to Nome.
Dude, please. I've wanted to go since I was like 12.
If anyone's going to Alaska first, it's me to Itkivak so I can watch a football game.
We can do multiple Alaska trips.
That is true. Bridget, the actual race began yesterday, did it not?
It did.
And it took
We
off
had
from Fairbanks?
Fairbanks. Yep. So Fairbanks, right on the Chino River, right in the middle of like downtown, at Pike's Landing. Really cool spot. If you're ever up there in the summer, go to the salmon. I think it's like salmon bake. I think. I didn't get to go because I went in September. But they had everybody lined up. Everybody took off. Unseasonably warm, I have to say. It's been in the 40s for the dogs. So the heat has had to factor into strategy. So like Quince Mountain got a few miles outside of Fairbanks and just rested the dogs through the heat of the day and then ran them when it was cold.
Interesting.
And most of the mushers have been doing that today as well, leaving Manly on the way to Tanana, just like taking it in spurts, resting when it's hot. You can imagine running when it's 40 degrees out and you've got like a massive fur coat on.
No, that makes sense.
Not pleasant. So we've got mushers on the trail. I've got the roster up here. We've got a handful of mushers who've left Manly. Actually, a lot, actually. And our girl Milla, I'll get it right one of these days.
One of these days we'll do it.
We promise.
Yeah.
She is running in 12th right now.
Okay.
She started in 18th. So now is where strategy starts to kind of come in. She apparently broke one of her sleds. So
no.
they're like, she was out there, I assume
Hold
trying
up.
to fix it. They're trying to get her a replacement sled.
I've got a sound for this.
Oh no! Disaster! What a bad idea!
There we go.
Oh my goodness.
So, I mean, so it happens. So everybody usually has like a backup sled ready to go. Because stuff
Man.
happens. Like mushers will carry like basically tape for the bottom of their sleds for the treads for the bottom, because that's going to get tore up as you go. So sled repair is not uncommon, but it's also not a great idea to wreck your sled and do it so early.
No.
So they're trying to get it out to her. We'll see how that's going. Otherwise, yeah.
So she wrecked the sled, but still gained 6 spots.
I was gonna say, is it still rideable, or is she
As far as I understand, so the update that I saw, let me find it here real quick, is that Amelia & Co. arrived at 10:14 this morning, only to pick up drop bags before heading out on the 65-mile-long trail toward Tanana. The handler team has not been able to give updates from Manly, as we were woken up early by a message that Mill damaged her sled on the trail during the night. We are now back at base camp trying to get her spare sled shipped out to the Yukon, and packing up the truck to go back north to the Fairbanks airport. So we'll see. I haven't been able to be glued to the Insider for aforementioned sick children reasons. So excited to find out sort of what's been going on and see sort of where people are at. But we'll have mushers at the next checkpoint in the next couple hours. So if you're an insider, check it out. They had some issues with the feed, so I didn't actually get to watch the restart or part of the checkpoint. But shouts out to all the people on the insider team who've been working really hard to get the feeds up and working for everybody, so we can stock this like the weirdos we are.
I can't imagine what it takes to get video feed from Alaska. That's just
So they had
in the ass.
I remember asking about this last year. They had a bunch of obviously very nice, good cameras, and a bunch of donated Starlinks. So that's how they broadcast from the trail.
Okay, that makes sense. We do have some ACC news. Commish, you want to go through some settlement deals here?
Oh yeah, let's talk about actual college football news and the Clemson suing the ACC, Florida State suing the ACC in this suit over the crazy grant of rights without a random buyout clause. And I'm going to tell you how we could possibly affect the ACC's payout in the future.
Ooh,
us, the Sickos Committee.
I like
how we as a committee and all of our followers, all of you listening to this podcast, all the folks that follow the account, we can affect the ACC's payout, baby. We have the power here. So, this is going to be fun. So as a result of the settlement, the penalty to leave the conference, leave the ACC, has been significantly reduced. The grant of rights remains in place through 2036 like it was before, but beginning next year, the exit fee will be $165 million. Then that fee declines by $18 million per year, leveling at $75 million in 2030-31. Any team that pays the exit fee can leave with its media rights intact.
This is a suicide pact that all of a sudden people backed out of. It was like, we're all in this. If one for all for one. Well, if things get really bad, I guess you pay enough money, maybe you can get out of here. This is bullshit.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that's going to come due in the 2030, 2031, in that time frame, because the March Madness contract ends that that time of year. I think there's a couple of other conferences whose media rights end in that year. So mark your calendars. The next round of conference realignment is coming.
We'll all be dead by then. It won't matter.
Probably at this rate.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
2031 is not a real year.
No.
So I did want to let you know
Damn,
that
I'm gonna be in my 30s by then.
I'm gonna throw
Yeah,
some-
how terrible is that going to be?
I'm going to be in my
If you-
40s by then.
if you want to pay the exit fee next year of 165 million, that is 4,214,614,800,000 Vietnamese dongs at the current exchange rate.
That's so much
that's-
dong.
That's easy money.
Easy money for Florida State and Clemson, right?
Do we know what the
the one
terms
thing-
are for Notre Dame?
You know, again,
Notre Dame's terms are just like, hey, you do you guys. We're gonna be over here doing our thing.
So I got more information about that too.
Go.
So currently, any school that wants to leave before that must pay 3 times the operating budget, a figure that would be 120 million plus the control of the team's media rights through the conclusion of the grant of rights. The timing of the exit penalty reduction is significant. Television deals for the Big Ten end in 2029 and 2030. Big 12. 2030. The next iteration of the college football playoff, 2031, comes up for renewal just as that fee goes down to 75 million. So basically, if we're still alive then, which who knows at this point, that fee is going to go down and there is going to be another crazy realignment shuffle that's going to happen. My favorite part of this here is if you want to know about Notre Dame, I'll just tell you that real quick, Adam. Basketball ratings will be included in this brand initiative, but at a smaller rate than football, which is responsible for about 75% of the league's TV revenue. So Notre Dame has a small piece there to play here, and that's Notre Dame basketball, which I don't think that's going well this year.
The men, no.
Okay, the women, yes. The women are really good. I like the girl with the goggles. She's awesome. I forgot her name.
Hannah Hidalgo and I forget the other one.
Hannah Hidalgo, and then
I have not watched any basketball this year at all.
Notre Dame. She just got nominated for something, and her name is slipping. She was like all ACC. I can't.
Google thing.
Oh, Sickos Committee Googles things. That's right. Damn it! I'm mad that I don't know her name off the top of my head.
Hannah Hidalgo wins ACC Player of the Year. Is it Olivia Miles?
Sorry, this is
Olivia Miles, Hannah Hidalgo, Sonia Citron, Yatu King, Katie Koval. They're the ones that made all the ACC teams.
Where's the one? She's got the glasses, like the goggles. I like her. I can't remember her name.
It's Olivia Miles.
It's Olivia Miles?
It's Olivia Miles. I found a thing on ESPN
Okay.
that shows her in the goggles.
Yeah, it's Olivia
totally.
Miles. Yep.
Yeah, that's her. Sorry, I could not remember her name
You're
for the life of me.
How can we affect?
How can we affect the ACC deal here?
Yes.
How can we affect the payout of this ACC revenue? So the new revenue distribution model, or brand initiative, and I'm doing the quotes here because that's what they do in the article, will be based on a 5-year rolling average. 60% of the total ACC television revenue will go towards this initiative. More weight will be given to more recent viewership. A team's total viewership will then be divided by the total ACC viewership to equal its percentage of money available in this pool. The other 40% of the television revenue will be distributed evenly among all league schools. So us as a committee, if we decide to focus on a certain percentage of some ACC schools and we just watch them and don't watch the others.
So if we go ACC, we have to pick an ACC team and
we have to pick
everything
ACC
else.
teams that we watch, and we can't watch any the rest of them.
So I will just stay on the record. I am now boycotting all ACC events that don't have Pitt in them.
See,
I can't speak for anyone else. I'm just saying
this is what people are saying. Like, I am not going to watch the rest of the conference. I am only watching my team. So us as a committee, if you want to petition us, ACC fans, who should we be watching to help your conference payout share?
I mean,
Who should be?
I'm an
you know?
SMU homer, you know me. So
Yeah,
It's Virginia
okay.
Tech.
or is it Virginia?
No, it's never Virginia. What?
What would be the worst thing to be locked into for a whole season? And why is it
Boston College?
I mean, it's Virginia Tech football.
No, Boston College got better. Boston College got better. They were at least
They got
fun to
Bill
watch.
O'Brien.
Virginia was not very watchable this year.
What's the school that has the lowest?
I'm not watching Wake
enrollment.
You can't
You're
convince
not watching
me.
Wake Forest?
You can't convince me to watch Wake football anymore.
Okay, there's no more slow mesh. Even though the slow mesh offensive coordinator was hired by
Iowa. Iowa's going to have the slowest, gooeyest mesh you've ever seen. They're going to be counting 5 Mississippis. I have this problem in the video game where if I'm running a route that has like blocking, I hit the turbo too fast and don't wait for the block to develop.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people do that.
Iowa's not going to have that problem. They're going to be counting like 5 Mississippi in their head before they do anything, and it's going to be so much fun to watch. I hope he brings the slowest mesh. Jesus.
I want the slowest mesh with like Kirk Ferentz and his wife trying to decide what they want to eat.
Oh God.
It's like, hey, what do you want to eat? I don't know. Maybe we can do some plain oatmeal. What about some cream of wheat? I don't know. I kind of want some cereal. Maybe just some regular shredded wheat.
Yeah.
Maybe. What about all bran? You need some all bran?
2 scoops of raisins in every bowl.
No raisins. That's too fancy.
Yeah, that's your raisin bran.
No, that's it. Grape nuts. You put it in the microwave and you warm it up.
Do you?
On the whole day.
Is that how you eat grape nuts?
I mean, I was unaware of any way to eat grape nuts.
I mean, I know that's how you eat D's nuts, but not grape.
Come on, hit us with something.
Okay.
There we go.
Listener, everybody's shaking their head right now, except Jordan.
I mean, I'm good with it. I'm not editing these anymore, so
that's fair.
He gave up editing for Lent, by the way.
Oh, is that what he gave up?
I'm still posting them. I'm just not editing.
Still posting.
Yeah.
No editing.
He decided that in order to participate in Mardi Gras, he had to give up something.
For Lent. In order to have the king cake, he had to give up something. That's right.
I would say just give up the guilt about it, but that's me.
I mean, that's one good thing.
You can't give up the guilt.
Yes, you can.
No, that is the main feature of Catholicism. Yeah. That is one
it's structural.
Give up the guilt. Come be Lutheran. Hang out.
Right, that's like asking me to give up balling.
The Missouri Synod would like to have a discussion with you about your version of Lutheranism.
Yeah, they can have a discussion with these hands.
Hey, I didn't see this next thing. What the fuck is this?
What is that?
Neil Brown is going to be on the Texas staff? The fuck is this?
Hello.
I didn't see
Brett
this.
McMurphy.
Per Brett. He's like, hey, Jordan.
No, fuck.
Play the Texas horns. Let's go.
Here we go. Yeah.
I feel like you're a little rusty now that we're out of season, but I'm just gonna keep talking through them anyway.
I had to find it. It's in a different screen.
Okay. No, so there's a source that says that Texas is targeting West Virginia and former Troy coach Neil Brown for a role on its 2025 coaching staff. It doesn't say what they are going to hire him for, but just like Neil Brown is just going to be in Austin now.
Steve Sarkisian's school for wayward coaches.
It's seeming that way.
And then later today, it was confirmed by Brett McMurphy and Anwar Richardson.
Okay. But what was he hired for? He's just on the staff.
The skeet doesn't say.
I mean, now that the coaching limits are eliminated, you don't really need a defined role the way you used to. Like, you can just be on staff as a coach. when you only got however many coaches it was, like you needed to be locked down. Now it's free for all.
He could be an analyst. Like he'd only be
Yeah.
He's
only be
100%
there
an analyst.
only be there to
It
analyze
just says
third downs.
it just says on the Wikipedia, it says assistant coach.
Sure.
So
Okay.
what? I
Assistant
don't
to
know.
the head coach. He's Mr. Manager.
Yeah,
I
now
don't-
now that the like coaching staff limit is removed, you don't actually need everyone to be an analyst anymore. Like they could all just be coaches.
Dude played wide receiver at UMass. He's seen some shit. Wide receiver at UMass to head coach at Troy is such a fucking trip.
I don't know. I mean, that's like, I mean, UMass was FCS when he played there, I assume, because he's old enough.
When did he play?
No,
For
he's
them?
only 44, so that would have been early 2000s.
Yeah, so
No,
they would
he
have been
played for
FCS.
Kentucky, and
Well-
then he went to UMass in 2001 to 2002.
Well, and then to go to West Virginia, that is a culture shock from Massachusetts to West Virginia.
Well, he was in Troy, Alabama before he went to.
I don't know. I feel like at a certain point, college football coaches move around so much, especially like people who aren't head coaches yet, that I feel like you move around a lot that I don't really question any geographies at this point.
Anymore, yeah.
Like I feel like it used to be a thing, but now like you've got the internet, like a lot of stuff's national now.
Got the internet.
Could be international. Go do the ELF. ELF just decided where the Paris Musketeers are going to play. By the way, did you see our first AFL team is already folded? Arena Football League team.
What?
Can we get our own AFL team?
The Orlando Predators are not going to happen.
Damn, looks like they were really prey all along.
I'm afraid, Commish, we're going to have to like ignore it again because it's just going to be as scammy as last time.
Well, I mean, I didn't think it was going to change anything. It's just, I mean, it's something about that Arena Football League with all the teams folding and whatnot. It's fascinating on a sickos level, but there's a thing that we didn't touch it last time because it was a part that it felt kind of wrong to just like bring more light to it because like the players were just basically suffering, left in the lurch, didn't have proper medical care, weren't getting paid, playing in like random stadiums. I mean, like the championship, we kind of paid attention to it a little bit.
Wasn't it in a mall?
Just because
it was
in a mall. Yeah. So it was kind of like there was a portion of our followers like, hey, you need to shine a light on this. And I'm like, I kind of don't. It was like, it felt like scammy pyramid scheme.
That's the problem with a lot of these these things is that they do feel scammy and they feel like they're just out there to hurt people who want to have that shot at being a professional athlete.
Yeah.
I mean, how much does it cost to field a team in the AFL, and how much money do we have? Like, what's the gap?
I don't know because I saw that the form was a Google Doc. So I'm feeling if your form to get a franchise is a Google Doc, then everything else about it is suspect. Like even I would have trouble sending out an academic survey in a Google Doc and having people take it seriously. Right? They'd look at me like I was like a scammer just because it's seen that way.
Would not get IRB approval, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I say academic, I mean for what I do now. Although now I use Google Docs just because fuck it, right? Commish, last night I woke up coughing and I turned on my phone and I scrolled a little bit and I saw that Hawaii baseball was going on at 1:30 a.m. Central Time.
Mm-hmm.
And they were in extra innings against Northeastern,
yes. The Huskies. We had a section of our Discord. We have someone that goes to Northeastern and is a Northeastern fan. We tweeted their graphic where they said the longest flight in history, which was like, Boston to Hawaii for a single game, like a single series. They're going to swing back around on the West Coast and play some more West Coast teams. So that's why they're not making like the longest round trip. It's just like they're going out there and they're going to play some more West Coast teams. But like, yeah, the folks at 11.7. If you don't know, it's 11, the number 11, and then the word point, and then the number 7. But they're huge college baseball fans. And it was on ESPN Plus. I was like, it felt like a spring game for the Sickos committee.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is like a spring Hawaii test. Like, I'm watching Hawaii baseball to get in the spring shape for this. I didn't make it, but I'm assuming Joey, our Canadian representative, made it through the rest. And there was a portion of our Discord that made it through the entirety of the game and the extra innings.
Let's talk about then what George Mason did today.
Yes.
George Mason played the College of the Holy Cross.
Yes.
Go Crusaders.
Yes.
And they came away with a new record of.
That's correct.
George Mason hit or scored.
Can I? You say the runs, and I want to do okay.
Please do what you're going to do. George Mason scored 23 runs in the second inning.
So that is a new NCAA record for runs scored in an inning of 23. George Mason broke the previous record, which was 21 runs scored by Wichita State, the Shockers, in 1984, and Penn State in 1983. So at the end of 2 innings in this game, it was 23-0. George Mason was in the lead over Holy Cross. George Mason scored 23 runs in the second inning. They did not have a single home run. They did.
That is
the first
wild.
Yeah. The first person that came up to bat got out, and then they went walk, single, hit by pitch, double, single, hit by pitch, throwing error, double, walk, hit by pitch, walk, double, single, hit by pitch, double, fly out, walk, double, single, walk, single, out at third on a fielder's choice. And that's how the inning ended.
This reminded me of the time that I decided that I was going to try and pitch in a game in softball in middle school for my class team, and they batted through the lineup. And they got to the end, and our coach said, "Okay, after this one, all runs are done."
This is why baseball is an evil sport. Because baseball can just go on forever.
No, this is why baseball is the perfect sport. Are you kidding?
If you're bad enough at baseball, it never ends. You're just going to be playing baseball for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
This one ended in 7 innings. There's the run rule, a mercy rule, so a 7-inning rule, which there was, and George Mason kind of took it easy the rest of the game. They only scored 3 more, and they won 26-6. I want to go over the pitchers in this game.
Please do.
For Holy Cross. All right. So the starting pitcher, it looks like it was Mafty. He went 1.1 innings. He gave up 2 hits, 5 runs, and 2 walks. The next pitcher came up, did not get anybody out. He pitched. He gave up 3 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned runs, and 1 walk.
What the fuck?
The next pitcher,
infinite ERA.
The next pitcher came in again, didn't get anybody out. Gave up 3 runs and 2 walks. The next pitcher went an inning. Like he got an out. I'm sorry, not an inning. He went a third of an inning. He gave up 5 hits.
He was your reliever. Got it.
Gave up 5 hits, 8 runs, 8 earned runs, of course, and 2 walks. The pitcher that came in after went 2 1/3 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs. So shout out to Walters
doing the
work. Somebody, Brando 37 on Blue Sky, said that last year, ironically, he had a 15.75 ERA in 12 innings last year.
What?
But in this game, he shut everybody down.
It was the magic touch.
Where was the ERA? There was an ERA of this somewhere. I gotta find the ERA. I think Beard King got the ERA of everybody. Where? Okay, yeah, there you go. So the first pitcher that I mentioned had a 26.25 ERA. The next person that got nobody out and gave up 7 runs, 99 ERA.
Ooh.
The next
they're
person
rounding
that gave
down
up,
there. That's an infinite ERA.
Infinite ERA. Well, no, there's one higher. I promise. Then the next one, 3 runs, 99 ERA. The one after that, who did the third of an inning, 8 runs. His ERA was 168.
Oh God.
I love that. So if you get nobody out, it caps your ERA at 9. It rounds it down to 99. But if you give up so many runs and get one person out, you can go higher.
Yes.
Shouldn't have gotten that one person out. His ERA would have only been
Shouldn't have got that
99.
one person out.
And see, that was me, because I had the craziest catch when I in that elementary school game. I threw the pitch, they hit the ball, and it went straight into my glove.
That's
and I turned and went, and my jaw dropped.
Was that that's Sandlot there, right there? You know, Benny
Oh, yeah,
the Jet
absolutely.
Rodriguez.
I mean, I'm just like, I'm looking at this, and it's one thing to be giving up a lot of hits. They were giving up a lot of hits. They were also walking a lot of people. And this inning had more hit by pitches than outs.
Yeah.
I mean,
That is a wild
how
thing.
many games, period, do you think there are with 4 hit batters?
In an inning. Like, or used to be
I'm just saying, like, in the whole game. Like, if you played if there was a baseball game and there were 4 hit batsmen on, like, by one team in the whole game, you'd say, like, something was up, right?
Like someone made someone mad and they're going to start swinging pretty soon.
Let me tell you something about one of the batters in this lineup here. All right. So the one that started off the inning with an out, his name is Jay Butler. Which it's Jay. I don't know why I didn't expand to that. But he grounded out the third on like a drag bunt attempt. And so he got out. That was the first out. Now he's going to come back up in this inning. Jay Butler was back in the inning. It's 6-0 now. Jay Butler is back up to hit. He gets hit by a pitch. So Jay Butler, again, they bat around. It is now 16-0 when Jay Butler returns. Jay Butler gets hit by a pitch again.
Jesus.
See, this is the kind of stuff where I swear to God, the ump would be like, no. Like,
and then
you cannot keep
Jay
doing
Butler. Jay Butler comes up for the final time in the inning, records the final out by forcing the runner into third on a fielder's choice. So basically, he recorded 2 outs, and he got hit by 2 pitches in that inning. So basically, he's the only player that like didn't get a hit in the inning. But there was a lot of people that didn't get hits because there was so many walks.
I'm trying to figure out the way the NCAA stats this. I'm looking at team stats hit by pitch. And it says that FIU has 48 hit by pitch. And I'm not sure if that means that they've had 48 of their players hit by pitches in 13 games, or if they've hit 48 players in 13 games. I can't tell which it is.
Wasn't there somebody last year that got hit by pitch in like 7 or 8 games in a row that we talked about on the podcast last year?
Yes, we did.
Was it somebody from Sac State?
I don't remember the school.
Sac State hit by pitch.
I'm just going to attribute it to Camp Scatterby then.
Found it. It is Sacramento State got hit by a pitch 8 games in a row. Matt Mascalangelo hit by a pitch in 8 games. It made CNN. He got hit by a pitch 8 times in 9 plate appearances. And that was last year. We talked about this. Of course.
Okay, there's also another stat here called hit batters. And Delaware leads hit batters with 36 through 93 innings. So that tells me that this is probably...
All right.
Oh, I don't know. Man, I wish NCAA would actually be clear about what these actually mean. Anyways, we do have a complete circle of sicko. I didn't make it this time, unfortunately. But we have a complete circle of sicko for all of D1 basketball. which is pretty impressive.
Wow.
And it doesn't require any trips into D2 or D3.
Yeah,
I
I
tried.
think somebody tagged us in that, right?
Yes. I tried to run this, but my programming is very bad, which means
Too many
that it can solve this problem for like 16 teams, but when you get to 64, brute forcing it is not an elegant solution, and I didn't want to leave my computer on running permutations overnight. Look, it's like 8 or 10 teams, it's easy to do. It can run that pretty fast. 364 gets a little computationally intensive. I'm also running it in R, so folks out there, you can feel for me on that, okay? But this is beautiful. I always am happy whenever we get nice, beautiful circles like this. We didn't get any in FBS football this year, which made me very sad.
Well, I mean, Kent State didn't help us out.
Yeah,
okay.
True.
Sorry.
Hold up. I lost my... There was one more thing I meant to put on here. What was it? Nah, if I remember, if it comes to me later, it will come to me. Okay. Let's go to ad read then. Folks, as always, join our Patreon, $5 a month. You get access to our Discord, as well as some special podcasts, as well as just giving us cash, which helps us do things we love to do, which are the things that you guys love us to do. Right now, we have a special podcast series. Episode 2 will be coming out this week. It's our drought series. Destitution reigns over underperforming, gloomy, heartbroken teams. And Commish, what are we covering with our friend Roger Sherman?
Oh, it is the Northwestern Wildcats FBS long 34-game losing streak. This is apparently people are saying that Kent State may threaten this, and I'm like, oh. And then I started to realize, I'm like, they're already at 21.
Yeah.
And I was like,
who's their FBS,
I was like, I hope.
Who's their FBS team this year?
FCS. They play Merrimack.
I think they got Merrimack. I want to believe.
I mean, you thought they got St. Francis last year when it was Flashdance, but nothing is a given for Kent State. We hope that they're not down to like their third or fourth string quarterback like they were last year.
Oh, that's right. That was part of the problem.
Yeah. Hopefully they get healthy.
They also open with Merrimack. That helps.
That does help.
And then it's at Lubbock, at Tallahassee, at Norman. Well, good luck.
Good luck.
We have our store, which is at sickoscommittee.org. We have our Oh No Disaster and Linear Time Was a Mistake shirts and mugs and things like that.
Yeah.
Check out our YouTube. We have videos on there. We post our podcast on there as well. We're almost at the monetization point, Commish.
In what?
At YouTube.
Really? Oh, cool. Keep watching YouTube. Don't watch anything else on TV. Just watch YouTube.
As someone, you say that as someone who doesn't watch YouTube as TV. You gonna watch that 4-hour Star Wars thing?
Sure.
Hey, that could be our push goal for us. We have our Instagram. On Instagram, our state outline things are doing crazy numbers, and I don't know why. I don't know what it is about Instagram that makes people go crazy about that.
They're like, oh my God, it's my school over the state outline. This is awesome. We get so many DMs that are like, hey, can we use these logos? Like, I'm like, I mean, sure.
They're not ours.
We can't sell these. We can't sell these. It's the school logo, and we just put over a state outline. This is the project that we're doing. Do whatever you want with it. Like somebody from New Mexico State was like, I'm going to be on the New Mexico State, golf team next year. Can I do this? And I want to make like little, like ball markers with this thing, and I'm not going to sell them. I'm like, go right ahead. Do it. It's like, it's not ours. And we can't sell these. Like, I would buy all these stickers. I'm like, I'm sure, but we can't sell that. We don't have the license. We don't have the capacity to get sued here.
We have the capacity to get sued. We don't have the capacity to defend it.
We don't have to. Yeah, we don't have the capacity to defend the suit.
I have infinite capacity to get sued. Let me tell you.
true. We do have
Yeah,
that capacity.
continue on with
too.
the Balkan stuff, and then
Uh-huh. I put up the Pennsylvania ones today. And once again, I fucked up the same thing I fucked up last time. Commish, who do I always forget?
Clarion. That was funny. I was gonna message you, and I was like, "Hey, when you post PA, don't forget Clarion." And then I got sucked into a meeting, and then you posted it, and I was like, "Oh damn, he forgot Clarion."
And it's the funny thing is that the only reason that happened was because I was doing it from my phone, because Clarion's in the files. But since
Yes.
I did it from my phone and just copied what I did last year, I copied the same mistake over. People have been arguing what the worst outline is to have a state over, or the worst state outline. People don't like Delaware a lot.
I like it.
People don't like, what was the other one people complaining about? Oregon, because Oregon's just sort of like it's like a fancy rectangle.
I mean, like people hate Colorado because it's just like a square.
I think the one people have really enjoyed Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio's fun.
Texas is going to be great because y'all, there are so many Texases I've got. There's like 4 in a row in FCS where the logo is just
like Texasception. Like what Louisiana Tech happened?
Mm-hmm.
Like to Louisiana.
Or was that Northwestern?
Yeah.
States? Whichever one the demons are.
Oh, Northwestern State, yes.
Yeah, same thing happened with them. We have our Twitch. Shout out to Message Board Geniuses podcast. They got the places we refuse to go. And as always, for the softest, comfiest, officially licensed collegiate apparel, Home Field Apparel. They are doing their third month mania, I believe it's called.
Yes, third month mania, where they have like a bunch of stuff going on in this third month because I don't think they could, legally say March mania or I don't know. But they have a whole bunch of things going on this entire month through the Final Four. There's going to be so many different things that they're going to be launching starting on March 7th. They have some hoodies. They have some fan boxes. They're going to have a mystery box. There are going to be so many different things coming up. And we're going to annoy your feeds with home field tweets.
Yeah.
And skeets.
And what?
And skeets.
Oh, I heard teats. I was like, what?
Tweets.
No, that's for the next social messaging site.
That's the next social media when.
Whenever
yeah,
I retweeted it.
Yep.
Seesaw is the new social network.
It's my new microblogging platform, Moo. They're called Teats. You retweet.
They're called Teats.
God.
I'm gonna make so much money selling my microblogging platform, Moo.
That's right. And every time you post, you have the sound on. It goes moo.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's basically Plurk, but for 2025.
Totally. Definitely.
All the cool kids are mooing now. They're all teating. That's what the kids are.
And if you want to block somebody, it just goes moo, bitch. Get out the way.
Damn, I might have to start editing this podcast again.
It's not Ash Wednesday yet, Arthur. You're safe.
Arthur is
edited tonight.
Arthur's
Started
standing in Celsius. He's also wearing his Delta State Fighting Okra shirt from Home Field and his number 24 jacket. Is it a Celsius? Oh no, it's a Corona Premium. Sorry,
Corona Premier. Yes.
Is that a cider? No, not a cider. Is it a seltzer? Okay, I don't know.
Here.
I don't know what the only Corona I know comes in a bottle with a lime wedge put in it. Seeing Corona in a can weirds me out.
This new year, why not let Audible expand your life by listening? Explore over 1 million audiobooks, podcasts, and exclusive Audible originals that'll inspire and motivate you. Tap into your well-being with advice and insight from leading professionals and experts on better health, relationships, career, finance, investing, and more. Maybe you want to kick a bad habit or start a good one. If you're interested in learning how to master your emotions and hearing scientifically backed advice for using your emotions as a tool, may I suggest Shift by psychologist and bestseller author Dr. Ethan Kross? Trust me, listening on Audible can help you reach the goals you set for yourself. Start listening today when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
So for our second half tonight, folks, we're going to bring back an old bit, but Adam has prepared for us the worst season of all time, but for North Dakota State.
Yes. Well, I figured.
Hold on, you got to say that better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst season of all time for teams who are above 600 all time.
All time. Thank you. Sorry.
There you go. The
worst
600 at.
Honestly,
600 at.
the reason I stopped doing it was one, I got a little bored, and two, when I started finding out that they were hanging coaches in effigy, it got a lot less fun.
Well, to my knowledge, that didn't happen here.
Hopefully that didn't happen here.
There is an interesting coda at the end, but it doesn't involve any violence or anything like that.
All right. First, we need to preface this that Adam is a North Dakota State fan.
I am a North Dakota State fan. I'm a North Dakota State alum.
Alum. So this is self-deprecation.
This is self-deprecation, and especially since Brigit is here, it is my penance for winning the national title this year.
It's okay. We all left it on the field, and Bobcats came up short. It is what it is. We come back better next year.
All right. So we'll start out with a couple of honorable mentions here. 1957, they went 0-8. 1949, they went 0-9. There were a couple of other no-win seasons very early on, but there were too few games played for it to matter. This season is the one that has the most losses, and critically has a loss to everybody that NDSU would consider finding bad,
appalling,
shocking. So
they lose all to their rivals.
They lose to all the rivals,
and the ones they don't want to consider rivals.
And yeah, we'll get into it here shortly. So this is the 6th year of head coach Bob Danielson, who has not yet had a winning season with the Bison. He was enjoying, I couldn't even call it moderate success. Mediocrity might be the right word. In 1959, he had a 4-4-1 season. That's the best he made out with. Other records, or his record to this point was 0-8 in 1957, which was mentioned previously. 3-6 in 58, 4-4-1 in 59, 3-5-1 in 60, and 3-6 in 61. So not great.
No statues of this guy, I'm figuring.
No.
I mean, you got to build the statues like a 4-4-1. Is that the area code of Fargo?
No.
4-4-1?
No. 701 is the North Dakota area code. So that would be a pretty good season. And I've got to note this up front because it comes up a lot in this season. The 2-point conversion made its debut in 1959.
Okay.
And it shows up a lot in this season. So we'll get to that as we go to it. And we'll start with game 1, which was against Moorhead State University. Minnesota State University Moorhead is what it would be called today. So crosstown school right across the river in Minnesota. And NDSU gets out to an early 8-point lead. And then, as the Star Tribune would say in Minnesota, or in Minneapolis, the Dragons struck for 2 touchdowns in the second quarter and added another in third to overcome an 8-0 first quarter deficit. The Bison didn't threaten again in the fumble-laden contest. This game was played in the rain at Dakota Field.
Oh. So I just posted 2 pictures of Dakota Field in the podcast chat, or one of them from when it was first opened. And outdoor Fargo football.
Yes.
Also, breaking news, Commish, I hate to inform you, ULM is out of the gauntlet.
I mean, I kind of thought that was going to happen.
The Raging Cajuns have won 73-69. They played them close, but unfortunately, they are out.
In OT.
Oh, it wasn't OT. You're absolutely right. I missed that.
Hey, ULM went out nicely. They had a nice end to the season.
Nice. Okay, so Morehead State played it in mud on a rainy field.
Yeah. The second game in the season is the other university in town, and that's Concordia College in Morehead. And that is the opening kickoff is again an 85-yard run for NDSU for a touchdown. Starting off the games early nicely. But by halftime, Concordia had made it 12-7. There were a lot of back and forths in this game through the third quarter. And then, again, pulling up the newspaper clippings, as the Argus leader in Sioux Falls put it, the Cobbers padded their margin in the final canto.
That's so good. We don't write like that anymore.
We don't.
The final canto.
So the final score of that game is 32-13. Concordia wins. So right off the gate, they've lost to the two teams in town. The third game, I'm going to hand this one over to Brigit to call.
All right, lads, it's time to talk about your Montana State College Bobcats. From the Great Falls Tribune, MSC fans had a look at the Bobcats Saturday night, all 34 of them. And you'll remember this is back when you didn't substitute in the middle of the drive. The second score,
that's right.
Yeah, the second score was achieved thusly. Montana State College quarterback Mulcahy, his 74-yard punt was downed by Gary Alley on the North Dakota State 1 late in the first period to set up the second Bobcat touchdown. North Dakota State fumbled on the first play, and halfback Leon Hartman grabbed it on the Bison 5. Mulcahy kicked the point for a 15-0 lead.
That's such a cursed score. God, that's so cursed.
It's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
In the second quarter, they switched to their second stringers, so it's going great. By the way, they scored the first score was at 4:49 in the game.
Okay. Yeah.
Was the first touchdown. So again, doing great. So by the end of the half, Montana State had racked up a 30-point lead. Again, quoting from the Great Falls Tribune, poor old North Dakota State couldn't even dent the Bobcat third stringers in its one long drive of the evening late in the third period. Sparked by the running back Dan Thessing, the Bisons, and that's sick, Bisons, moved to the Cat's 6-inch line, but MSC stiffened to stop two line plunges. Then Archie Warwick dropped on a Bison fumble on fourth down. So, though the drive did lead to a score for North Dakota State, a safety when Bobcat punter Chuck Springer was tackled in the end zone after a bad pass from center. Final score of this game. Can you guess?
Oh, it's got to be, it's 2-something, 2-34.
Oh, so close. 37-2.
Oh, that's weird. Hey, Commish, I need you just in your best, most deep rumbling basso there to click on that newspaper article and read the headline for me.
Wait. The newspaper
for the Montana State game.
Okay.
Just read me that headline for me in your best rumbling basso.
Oh, do you want it in Corvallis Love? Or?
Yes, please, sure.
Oh, okay. The Bobcats manhandle Bison.
Perfect.
Was that
Bobcats manhandle Bison is beautiful.
Oh yeah. Dodgers win while Giants lose.
So you can tell me that we can't stop
Maroons win 27.
We can't have the brotherly shove get stopped nowadays.
No.
But apparently Montana State can stop two line plunges. Built different? I think so.
Very different.
Would have come in real handy this season. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Would have loved to see it.
Yeah, that kind of stall. Well, we saw it, Bridget, just not in one important game.
Yeah.
Who's up next?
Next up is Morningside.
Who's that?
They are a. Keep in mind that NDSU is in Division 2 right now.
Right.
So
because there is no division.
There is
FP
Division 3.
Yeah.
Was NIIA around at that point? Even?
Oh yeah, NIIA has been around forever.
Okay. But yeah, it's
Morningside sounds like a really bad like brunch cafe chain.
But they're a member of the North Central Conference along with NDSU. So I'm going to quote the Sioux City Journal here. Morningside humbled North Dakota State 34-8 in a North Central Conference debut Saturday night. The opening kickoff was run back this time for a Morningside touchdown. The extra point was no good. Another touchdown made it 12-0. And with 3 minutes left in the half, quote, Steve D plucked a bison pass out of the air and sped all the way down to the NDSU 5 before being stopped. Graham Gould hit D with a touchdown pass on the next play, and the half ended 18-0. This season has so many sicko scores. It's not even.
Wait. They scored 3 touchdowns, no extra points,
no extra
2-point
points.
conversion.
And then in the second half, you have 2 touchdowns by Morningside for 16 more points. That gets you to 34. And NDSU has a touchdown for 8 points with a 2-point conversion. So it's 34-8.
I realize now why I recognized Morningside. Because Morningside has won national titles in NAIA, several of them very recently. And they're always one of the top schools in NAIA. Now I know why I remember them.
There you go. Speaking of recognizable names, next is Game 5 against the State College of Iowa, which is now University of Northern Iowa. And this time we're quoting the Courier. I believe that's I forget where UNI is. I should know this. They're a conference opponent. Waterloo.
Okay.
After sputtering for a half, State College salvaged some Iowa football prestige with a 33-0 victory over NDSU before more than 4,000 fans here last night. The Panthers scored on the first play when running back Dan Bowles ran 78 yards. Bowles, although he didn't play in the final period, gained 190 yards and 17 carries and fell just 18 yards short of his own single game rushing record. Do y'all remember when Lance Leipold pulled running back Jarrett Patterson out in 2020 after he got 8 touchdowns? The 9th one was on the record.
Yep.
History doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme.
Yeah.
So Coach Stan Sheriff said that he was uncertain about Bowles' attempt at a single game record. He misunderstood the record situation regarding Bowles. Quote, if I had known what the situation was, maybe I'd let him go for it. On the other hand, what if he'd have gotten hurt?
Sure. That's what they were thinking about. Sure.
Yes. Yeah, cared a whole lot about health of players in the 60s. Before the half ended, Bowles had gained his first mile career, but State College of Iowa had done little else. The Panthers fumbled away their only real scoring chance. They also fumbled to give the Bison a chance, which they did not accept.
Oof.
Ouch.
Oof.
So the dam finally broke in the third quarter. Two touchdowns with 2 winning 2-point tries, and then 13 points in the final quarter after the running back was pulled. So again, that final score was 33-0.
There are so many. You're right. The cursed scores in here are just absolutely everywhere.
What's the most normal score we've had so far? Like 32-13 in game 1? I mean,
think so.
34-8, kind of.
34-8,
I guess.
kind of.
33-0,
Yeah.
strange, but okay, we'll keep going.
It's just weird.
I will say, I want to say that in the stats line for this game, the State College of Iowa were 3 for 12 on passes, but also I thought they'd thrown 4 interceptions. I was going to laugh a lot. No, let me change that. North Dakota State was 11 for 29 on passes and threw 4 interceptions.
There you go.
That's a rough one.
Yeah, I hate when they do in the old school thing, it says passes intercepted by.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't know when they made that switch, but like it's such a weird stat, and just just like they're the one that threw the
There were
interception.
8 turnovers in this game total.
Not enough.
That's what this was. That's what this was.
Yes. All right. Next game is. Does anybody want to take a shot at pronouncing this, Bridget? You don't count because you're from South Dakota.
It's Augustina, right? Augustina?
Commish?
Okay. Oh wait, I swear it's like Augustana, but
yes,
okay.
Augustana.
Okay,
It all flows together, but August and the name Augustana. So let's see here. This is again from the Sioux Falls Arcus leader. Quote: the upset-minded NDS, North Dakota State 11, looking for a victory for the homecoming fans. This is homecoming. Ground out a touchdown in the second period with Harold Hughes diving the final yard. Dan Thiesing took a pass from Ron Erdman, Erdmann, for the 2-point conversion. And the Bison went into the dressing room.
Yes.
At halftime, leading Augustana 8-7.
Who's
perfect?
Wait. Harold Hughes is not the one that made the movies, right? No, that's
Howard
John Hughes.
Hughes.
Okay. Howard Hughes. Okay.
No, Howard Hughes was the crazy person. John.
Is it Spruce Moose?
So, yeah.
Get on the Spruce Moose. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right.
John.
Right. I was like,
John Hughes made the weird movies.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait.
The Augies. Yes, the Augies. That's not what they're called. They're the Vikings, but were not to be denied, however. After a scoreless third period, the visitors counted 2 quick touchdowns in the fourth frame. Running back Doyle Schuler scored his second touchdown of the afternoon on a 1-yard plunge, and Doug Ray got the final score for the South Dakotans on a brilliant 58-yard run that proved to be the margin of victory. NDSU would get another touchdown in the second half. That would make this game the closest score of the season at 16-22. Still not enough to win out.
I would say that 2 even number scores within 6 points of each other are also a sicko score.
Yes, absolutely.
Like if a game is like 42-40, you're like, something really weird happened here.
I mean, I wouldn't say 14-10 is weird, but
Okay, fine. Okay, thanks, boss. Fine.
Thanks, coach. Thanks, coach.
Nerd.
Thanks for yes-anding me, you asshole. I'm just trying to riff here, and I get actually 10-14 is a very normal score.
34-28 seems normal.
That sounds normal. Jesus Christ. Sorry, mathlete.
Oh my God.
Let's go with 6 points apart and call it even.
I've been doing my helping my son with the second grade math. I'm like, there's like a penguin involved, and I'm like, what is this shit? So I've been doing math, and I'm like, all these numbers are like floating in my head. I hate it.
I know how you feel. I'm helping my daughter with her homework too, and it's
sorry. It's also like you were like numbers within 6, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like the second
within 4, within 5.5. Then whatever. God.
Sorry, Jordan. It just I was like, wait, that's 14-10. I'm like, oh, that's I'm like they're coming to me, and I'm like, I'm just doing this fucking math.
It's fine.
God damn it. Yeah, 2216 is weird as fuck. I'll give you that.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you. I finally get the credit I deserve. Fucking great.
All
You tell
right.
me a day I've had two.
Me. 2418 is strange too. So
That's true.
All
Next.
right. Game 7 is the Nickel Trophy, which I will say.
oh, do you have a
I
picture of the nickel trophy?
you have not seen the Nickel Trophy? Oh
I
my
don't
god.
think so.
Oh my god.
I typed in nickel and the first thing came up Nickelback. I'm like, I hate you, Google. It's just like, oh, I love this.
It's big.
It's a 200-pound buffalo nickel.
Commish, were you
yeah.
on Google image search? Because then it would be saying, "Look at this photograph."
I was trying to look
I'll
at
drop
this
it in
photograph.
the Discord here.
I got
Yeah,
it.
we got it there.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
That looks photoshopped. Of
Actually,
them
yeah.
grabbing it.
Actually, that one looks fake for some reason.
That looks fake as hell. Okay.
What's cooler, this coin or the coin that the SEC had to flip for Texas and South Carolina?
I think I like this coin better.
That coin were 200. Were 200.
Yeah. And Greg
pounds.
Sankey tossed it and slapped it on the back of his hand.
He went on Feinbaum, and I was about to quote tweet his interview with Feinbaum. Paul, ask him why did he flip the coin like that? Like, why did he do it on the thing? Why did he let it just drop? Why did he let it put it in the bowl?
To be clear,
Is that
they
part of
did
the
say that's
tiebreak?
what he was going to do ahead of time.
The Sankey flip. You know, that's part of the bylaws of the.
Anyways, Arthur, you may have to bleep me a few times here.
Oh.
So, starting out again,
Just call them their real name now.
the dumb name.
Okay.
But
Just go. Yeah. Go. Just go with North Dakota.
okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
The Bison of NDSU recovered a North Dakota fumble on the NDSU 36 and marched 64 yards in 11 plays to score the first time it had its hands on the ball, with Ron Erdman going over from the 2. The early show of power failed to impress the more talented North Dakotans. UND then scores a field goal to make it 10-7 at the half. Hey, we're a normal score. One more touchdown in the third quarter and 2 in the fourth to make it 30-7. But only because there were 2-point conversions involved.
I love that some teams were just like, we're all in on 2-point conversions, baby. Like, this is what we're going to do now. All in.
Do you think, like, back in these days, because like kicking was not reliable.
Right.
Well, and we will get to that.
Like a good kicker back in those days, like you would be barely over 50% making these kicks.
We'll get to that down in because I'm just going to go through the scoring drive on game 9 here.
Okay.
Quote, NDSU has been unable to beat UND for a decade now, with its last win registered in 1952.
It's so wild considering what it is nowadays.
And how competitive and heated this rivalry is. This really is, like, forget South Dakota State. This is the school that people from my generation hate.
Gotcha. Okay.
I am glad that it's back, and I hope that it heats up again. But all right, speaking of, game 8 is South Dakota State. There's not a whole lot of detail in the article, but there is this quote: early in the second half, the Jacks staged a 43 touchdown drive that ended with halfback Gary Boder pushing for the score from the 3.
His name was Boner.
Yes.
Oh, and y'all give me shit about my D's nuts joke. No, hold up. Time out. We're getting the other one.
Oh no! Disaster! What a bad idea!
Was he the dad of the neighbor in Growing Pains?
Oh no! Disaster! What a bad idea!
Arthur's like, what the hell was that show? I've never heard that show before. Arthur only knows who Kirk Cameron is now based on what the hell he's doing now. Probably don't.
Yeah, he made the Left Behind movies in the 2000s.
Yeah,
Not the most recent Left Behind stuff. Like there's one with Nicolas Cage, and then there's like a new one that just came out, but I don't think got a theatrical release.
Think about Kirk Cameron as like a Ferris Bueller character, which you probably don't even know that either.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
No, you have no idea. But just think of a wisecracking teenager that always gets into trouble and somehow gets out of it, and his best friend is named Boner. And his full name was Vincent DeBone.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
There's a movie. There's a movie called Ape, and the mom from Growing Pains is in it, and it is an unwatchably bad. Like, I think it's a Korean action movie. She plays like an American movie star, but then there's a giant ape. It's not King Kong, but it very much is Korean King Kong. And I can't remember what ape stands for, because ape is an initialism, and I forget what it stands for. If I think of it, I'll say it. Anyways, why were your Growing Pains?
Gary Boner.
Gary Boner. That's what it was. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I had his name wrong. It was Richard Boner Stabone.
Oh, Dick DeBone.
Dick DeBone. That's right.
Okay. So it wasn't after Vin DeBona. But...
No, it was not Vincent DeBone. I think I got him confused with the Vinny character from Doogie Howser.
Another series that Arthur doesn't know.
Yes, he doesn't know about that.
All right, so the Bison's only score came in the waning minutes of the game with a 13-yard pass play from Harold Hughes to fullback Dan Thiesing, but they did go for 2. No sad field goals.
No sad field goals.
They didn't get the 2-point conversion because the final score was 17-6.
Oh, I found it. APE stands for Attacking Primate monstEr. That's what APE stands for in the movie Ape.
How can you have an acronym?
Nope. monstEr.
That sounds like something that Boner would approve of.
What other games do we have?
University of South Dakota.
I'm driving this.
I have sidetracked this. So I love when I don't do these. Like, I really love when I don't come up with...
Because you can just enjoy it.
Yeah, I can just go back and just like derail these. This is great.
All right, game 9 is University of South Dakota, the Coyotes. I'm just going to go through the scoring drive here because... all right, University of South Dakota halfback, Naaman...
Is it at South Dakota?
Let me check here. I think so.
Did they have the Dakota Dome then?
No, it was at Infield in Vermilion.
Okay.
Do we have a picture of that?
I'm looking for it right now.
Okay, cool. Keep going. Sorry.
All right. So South Dakota halfback Naaman Keese, 2-yard run, kick missed. South Dakota halfback Ken Jarvin, or Janvrin, Janvrin, 84-yard run. Quarterback ran for 2-point conversion.
It's just like, hey man, we can't recruit a kicker. We're going for 2, baby. Let's go.
NDSU Earhart, 17-yard pass, kick missed. South Dakota Select, 13-yard pass, kick missed. Janfred, 15-yard pass, 50-yard run. Sorry, kick missed.
God,
South Dakota Weber, 10-yard pass, kick made.
Jesus.
Thiesing 3-yard run at DSU, kick missed. Final score 33-2. South Dakota wins.
33-12, right?
12. I'm sorry. Yes.
That is.
Was there a 33? There was a 32-13. Now there was a
God.
33-12.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Nobody can make a kick.
Just
If
run,
you think
run through the
college
plays.
kickers are bad nowadays.
They're not though. They're basically machines at this point.
Yes.
At least in Division 1. I can't say about Division 2,
I
but
mean, FCS, they're pretty good too. But like they
NDSU's
don't have
kicking
they don't
has
have
been
the
decent the
leg.
last couple of seasons, but there were a couple of seasons there where it was not reliable.
There's the thing about FCS is like if somebody can make like a 50-yarder in FCS, like they'll celebrate for like weeks off of that.
Yeah.
But like I like FCS a little bit better just for the aspect of they're in that weird no man's land and they're at like the 32.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, do you settle for this? Yeah, they're like, no, we're gonna go for it.
Yeah.
And I feel like they go for it out of necessity, because like, why would we punt and then it's only a 12-yard gain? Just go for it. So I like that about FCS because they don't have the kickers that can bomb, and if they do have the kickers that can bomb, they're probably gone in the portal the next year now. But that's why I really enjoy that. Like the kicker when I watched Villanova play against UIW, like he nailed like 50 some odd yarders in the playoff game in San Antonio. I was watching, I was like, you gotta be in the rain and the cold and I was like, yeah, man, this like the bench was just going absolutely insane for these kicks. So like I wonder if the bench was going insane when they made the extra points.
I bet.
Here.
I'm not going to shame by name, but I will say there is a kicker this year in FCS who only hit 25%.
What team?
Davidson.
Okay, that's non-scholarship. Pioneer League.
Still, man, you should be able to hit more than 25%. That doesn't say from where it was from or anything, and I get that. That's fine. I'm just saying. Also, there was someone who hit 100% this year. 15 for 15.
Yeah.
And do you know they did it inside a dome, Commish?
Oh.
A dome that you've been to.
Yeah, it's the Idaho State kicker. He won Kicker of the Year in the Big Sky, I think.
Yeah.
It's Panikowski.
Gabe Panikowski, yep.
Yeah, he's good. And the funny thing is, like when I was at the game, the one of the not the main SID came up to us on the sideline. He's like, "Yeah, we got the best kicker in the state. He's automatic." And then he missed the field goal, and then he ran away from us after that happened. So he like jinxed us. But I'm glad this year he's a little bit better. I'm hoping that was the same kicker, but yeah, that was Panikowski was like 15-15. He was automatic, and with that weird extra point thing that happened in the NAU game, like I could almost guarantee this game was going to OT.
Yeah.
If Idaho State just needed to kick a field goal because he nailed like a 50 some odd yarder in the game too, to like I think take the lead against the Lumberjacks.
And then our last game of the season
is Drake, and this was a 40-6 romp. I don't have a whole lot of details other than Drake threw and aired it out, and it was like, I think it was 296 yards passing in the 60s.
Jesus Christ.
4 touchdowns in the first half, and then cruised through the second half with 2 more. So that is 10 losses in a single season. So obviously at the end of this season, Bob Danielson was fired. I mean,
come on, man. He's still riding high off of that 4-4-1.
Well, and if I take some of the people that I've talked to, it wasn't that he was a terrible coach. It was that the school was not giving the team the resources that it needs. The recruitment wasn't good. They were really getting basically the people that UND didn't want.
They needed a kicker, I think.
Yeah.
They did need a kicker. And so after this, so Danielson was fired, and the administration at the school started to put their money where their mouth was, gave the program the resources it needed to succeed. Daryl Muldrow was hired. It was he came from his first coaching stint at Adams State College in Colorado, where he had gone 24-3. In his first season, they went 3-5, which was an infinite improvement, obviously.
Oh yeah.
In his second season, they went 10-1 in 64. Third season, 65, undefeated, NDSU's first national title. And they really haven't ever looked back since. If you go back through the record books, since 1964, there have been a total of 3 losing seasons for NDSU.
That is wild.
And 18 national titles.
Alabama fans, if you think you're spoiled, like there's nothing close to this.
Yeah. So, and the 3 losing seasons were one in 75, another in 2002, and that head coach was fired. The guy that they hired was a guy named Craig Bowl after him.
Never heard of him.
I mean,
and then in our second season of Division I, we had a losing season. That's it.
That is insane. Adam, thank you for taking us through the wild times of North Dakota State being bad, which seems such like a wild thing. This is like when we came across that Ohio State season, where like the worst Ohio State season was like, it was bad, but then they, had winning seasons for the next 400 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were just like, we're not taking this shit.
Yeah.
Like, just like, we are fixing this shit immediately. Here's a bunch of money. Let's go. I have some breaking news. That's right. Remember when Arthur brought up the Woj auction? It has closed for the Woj phone. How much do you think the Woj phone, for the phone that he used, the iPhone, that he used to break the Paul George Kawhi Leonard trade, how much do you think it went for? Like the last time we saw it, it was at $1,500.
I bet it went for $3,000.
Okay.
$5,000.
I'll say 3,500.
Bridget, you're muted.
You're muted, Bridget.
Dang it! I was gonna say the same thing as Arthur, which was 3,500.
Okay.
I will say 2,500.
Adam's correct. It's 5,000.
Wow.
It's over 5 grand.
Wow.
Yeah. So the phone used to break. Yeah, 5,000. It just closed. The auction just closed while we're finishing the podcast here. So yeah, somebody bought a phone for 5,000, which honestly, that's really not that more expensive than the
what
phone
year was that trade?
I don't know.
It's an old ass iPhone. That's what you bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bought an old ass iPhone to support St. Bonaventure athletics.
Hey,
Can't even get updates.
Hey, you want an iPhone 12 that was used to take a picture
Paul
of
George
Tubby?
Kawhi Leonard trade was July 6th, 2019.
Okay, so that's probably still getting iOS updates.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Can
Probably.
I just say I like for all of the images in these photos of the things that he's selling, he's just wearing an A10 like jacket.
Yeah.
Not like a St. Bonaventure. I don't see a St. Bonaventure logo anywhere. Just the A10 logo.
The A10 jacket. I mean, the A10 brings out the celebrities. Dave Chappelle was at a Dayton St. Louis Billikens game in Dayton, Ohio today. So, again, we made the A10 cool, I think, honestly. I'm going to have to say that.
I don't think that's what happened, but I can't.
No, okay.
I don't have any evidence to prove otherwise.
I mean, Dayton did win the game 75-67 over the Billikens with the weird soul patch. And, one of my favorite videos that Hector ever did.
Love it.
About the St. Louis Billiken. But yes.
Okay, folks. I think that's what we got for today. Adam, thank you so much. Bridget, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
And we will see y'all on the other side.
Boner.